and a very warm welcome back to another Flowworks video. If you don't know me, my name's James and I am an artist designer, and in this video I'm demonstrating how I create a frame to one of my pieces of art that I've created. In the last two videos I've shown you how to paint a painting like this and also how to stretch and varnish a painting, so this video is all about how to make a really nice frame. And I start off by placing down a piece of hardboard, and then I paint that hardboard just in some primer paint, and this is essentially going to be the backing to the painting itself. I then mix up some of this grey coloured paint that I had left over, and it's just an acrylic paint, so I'm mixing that with water and applying that onto the board that I've just primed. And to apply it, I'm not only using a brush, I'm using a roller as well to get that coverage nice and even. You won't really see the middle part of this board because the painting will be in the way, but I just want to cover the board completely because it's quite satisfying actually. Here's a little tip: keep your roller, if you need to do another coat, keep your roller in a plastic bag, and that stops the air getting in and drying your paint out. This also works with acrylic and oil as well. It's time to do a second coat, and I'm applying some more water to the mix. This time I'm just going around the edges that can be seen, but then I end up picking up the roller and thinking I'll just do the whole thing again. So once you've painted your backing board, it's then time to tackle the frame itself. So I've got myself a chop saw with a chop saw stand, which makes it easier to cut long pieces of timber. And for this frame I'm using some really nice pieces of oak that I got from my local timber merchant. So I need each corner to be cut precisely at 45 degrees. So after all your pieces are cut, place them in position, and then I just use a pencil to mark along the top edge of the board against the frame, and this gives me some indication of where I need to put my glue when I go to glue this up. Here I'm applying a thin layer of glue within that mark that I've created, and also to each corner of the frame. Then it's a case of getting a band clamp. This is a band clamp that allows you to clamp something into something that's completely square. It's a really good item. There's a link in the description below of the materials that I use, including this band clamp, and that will allow me to clamp this up whilst the glue dries, and then you will have a completely square and fixed frame. Now some people do reinforce the corners of their picture frames, but I don't really think there's a need to, because it's just glued to the actual backing board, and the backing board is then going to be screwed into the actual canvas itself. So there's no part of the frame that's going to be taking any stress or load. And once it's all glued, it should look something like this. All I've done here is just place the painting within the frame for the minute. So the next stage is to mount the picture frame. Okay, I'm getting there with this oak frame. I've got to say that you have to take your time with it because you need to get those corners completely spot on. So it did take a little bit of time. And just using that PVA glue that's held up really well. It's bonded to the backing board. All the corners are nice and strong. But anyway, the actual painting itself is going to be hung on this backing board. So in theory, there's no weight on this frame at all, so that should be just enough. So I'm not even going to reinforce the corners or anything. But what I want to do is just give this wood a little bit of protection. I'm going to use some beeswax. I've done a little test on here, and it does make it go a little bit more red in colour and a little bit darker, but I do actually like the look of that. So I'm going to crack on. This is just a natural clears beeswax, and that will just give this frame a little bit more of a tactile feel. So I'm just going on with a cloth. You can also finish this in a Danish oil, but I haven't got any of that. And I noticed as well, it's really expensive at the minute, Danish oil, so I'm not sure why that is. So in order to hide this, I'm going to use some gallery tape, which is a real sticky, it's either called gallery tape or picture frame tape, like a real sticky tape. So that will hide that edge nicely. Actually, I'll show you this process. Not a lot of people know that about these blades, but when you get one of these blades, they come with individual sections on them. When it starts to get a little bit dull, if you reduce it all the way to the end one before that section, you can snap off that part of the blade, which then leaves you with a brand new blade. It's funny how a lot of people don't actually know that about them blades. Okay, next stage is I need to work out, looking at the frame, which part I want at the top and at the bottom. And I'm just looking for the best corner really to show as the top and the bottom. They're all pretty decent apart from that one. I used a little bit of filler, and the way that I filled that was just with some PVA and some sawdust on this actual, from this actual wood, and that's filled that gap nicely, but I'll keep that as the top so you don't see it as much. So what I need to do now is drill a hole in the centre, so that's going to be our hanging hole, and then I need to drill probably just two, no, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 8 screw holes to then mount the canvas through the back into the canvas itself. Actually, I don't want to push down on that too much without any support, so let's stand 2 of these up each side of that hole. Now you want to measure the thickness of your canvas bars. These are 30mm. So roughly slide your painting in, and 30mm, so we want to go half that. So 15mm. So we want to be drilling some holes 40mm, 45mm in from the end of this timber, and then we should hit the canvas bars on the painting. So 45mm. Okay, next stage is to get the painting in and screw these in from the other side. That's going to be the tricky part. But I think I'm going to lay it over this countertop so I can push the painting down and screw up from the bottom. The other tricky part is getting that gap even all the way around. So you can either use some kind of marker or you can measure the gap. You can always adjust it if it's not spot on. For me it looks as though it's quarter of a millimetre, which that is on. It's never going to be absolutely spot on because wood is a natural product and everything moves ever so slightly. But as long as visually it looks right, it should be good to go. I find that once you get one corner in, you can adjust it. So it's probably best to move to that corner to then secure it.
I never knew it could be so easy. I never thought it could be so true.
So once I screwed the picture frame to the canvas itself, it's then time to apply my authenticity certificate to the back. Now this certificate is quite unique. It's been created by myself. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I'm giving you the opportunity for yourselves to download this free of charge. But the certificate's really good because you can name your piece, you can also indicate the size of the piece, what mediums you've used, and a signature by yourself, the date and the title of the piece, if I think I said that already once. But yeah, it's important that you certificate every piece of art that you do. So if you head over to flowworks.uk, go to the shop, right at the bottom there's artist materials and you'll see the certificate. Just place it in the cart, it's completely free, and then you'll have your very own certificate that you can customise.
I just wanna love you well with all that I am. So I give you my heart.
And there is the finished painting with its frame on the wall. So if you're an artist just like me, you want to promote your own work, and this is how I promote my own works. And I set this up in front of the painting, click the button, and as it's Bluetooth, it takes a picture of the painting. And then for you as the artist at home, you want to now promote that piece of work on your social media channels. And in the past, I've used something like Canva to go along, upload my photo, generate a room, and then share that room on my social channels. But it's 2025, soon to be 2026, and we can go one step further than that, and we can use AI to create those room generated images. So I'm in the process of developing an app. It's going to be called flowframe.art, and in this app it allows you to select your scene generation. So you can select a room, you can then go in and select what different camera lighting you want, what different camera angles you want, and it's all geared up for the artists. All the prompts have been tailor made specifically to get the best results out of AI. So you upload your painting image and it will manipulate that painting image into the room environment that you choose. And there's some other really cool special features within the app. You can upload a photo of yourself holding a piece of art and it will manipulate that photo onto your piece of art. There's also ones where you're looking at a piece of art in a room and it will put you in that room looking at your piece of art. So it's a really powerful marketing tool to promote your own pieces of work itself. And it goes one step beyond. It can turn those photos then into animated videos to promote on your social media channels. And I believe it's going to be a really powerful tool for all you artists out there to try. So if you want to be reminded when I release this app, I think it's going to be end of December, January time. We're still in development stages, but it's making really good progress. If you head over to my own website, which is flowworks.uk, sign up for my newsletter, then when that app is released, you'll get an email notification to say it's out there. And every new user that signs up, I'll be giving away some free credits to you so you can go along, give it a test. And then it's simply going to be, when you run out of credits, you just top up your credits. There's going to be no subscription, because I understand as an artist, you don't always paint. So when you need that application, it's there and you can just top it up whenever you need to. So yeah, it's a really powerful tool that I think is going to help you artists out there. Within the app, there's some other cool features, such as you can create your own prompts. So if there's a room in there that isn't in the list, you can create your own prompt and that will generate a room, and then it will be there as your user when you log in. So it will be unique to you, and you can click on that room and generate your photo within that room. So if that all sounds good, just subscribe to me or give me a follow, and then you'll be reminded when I release the app. So until the next video, I'm going to take a photo of my piece of art, and I'm going to use my own app to create the end result to this video, and I'll see you in next Flowworks video.